Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the HBR Turkey exclusive interview. Today I'll have the pleasure and I'll have the honor to host a very distinguished guest. We will be having Manish Pant, Schneider Electric's Executive Vice President for International Operations. Manish, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me here, Cesar. Great to be here.
Manish, when we look at the global dynamics, we have been seeing a lot of things going through, and sustainability is one of the most important dynamic we have been seeing that is shaping the business world. But when we talk about the dynamics, the regulations and customer expectations, there is a hard equation in front of us. So how does this developments affect the energy landscape as a whole, and what are some main pillars about this very strong transformation?
A very, very pertinent question, and I would say today that we are in a situation where we have to be working faster towards the 1.5 degree, which is the objective that we have to achieve by the turn of the century, and for that we need to be reducing the carbon emissions by 50% by 2030. I think that's the first milestone that we need to meet. Now, if you look at the carbon equation, 80% of that is linked to energy, and 80% of that is I would say 70% of that is something that can be mitigated with technologies that we have at hand. The challenge for us is that we need to be doing it by 2030. We have not too many years left, and based on what the commitments that have been made by the various governments, we need to be doing actually 3 times more than what has been committed if we want to achieve the 1.5 degree. So that's a challenge we have, and since energy is a large part of the equation, that's what we need to manage. Now, if you look at the energy equation, what we at Schneider Electric say that with the advent of renewables, we need to electrify the energy consumption. And this is something which is possible because electricity is the best vector of decarbonization. It is the cleanest form of energy, and it's also the most efficient form of energy. Take, for example, electric vehicles. You can directly feed energy to the motors which are driving the wheels versus the loss that happens. In the traditional equation, 60% of the energy is lost. So first is electrification. The second is digitization, because in the new energy landscape, which is a lot of it is electrical, a lot of it is decentralized, it is generated close to the place of consumption. There is a flow of energy or electricity which is happening in different directions. It's no more a unidirectional flow of energy. This is only possible to be managed if it is digital. And so digital is essential for management of that energy, and digital is also the best vector of efficiency. So electricity plus digital is the equation for sustainability and the equation for us to see how we are able to manage. We say that energy transition is not possible without the digital transition.
Right.
And the two kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's a crucial point, because we have been talking a lot about digital transformation for more than a decade, and sustainability as well. When they combine the forces, I think the effect of it is going to be huge. However, Manish, as you have already pointed out, a lot of corporations have done pledges, a lot of countries have done strategies about that, but there is also a huge geopolitical turnaround going around, and also we have been seeing the global economy deteriorating in many areas. So do you think these developments are somehow making us a little bit of lagging between these targets and the reality of the global economy, or do we see a huge opportunity for a jump start?
We are technology. We are a technology company, and we are optimists by nature because we believe that technology has a lot of solutions. I would say that first we had a couple of years we had COVID, which accelerated the move towards digitization, and thankfully we are now out of it. Then we had this geopolitical crisis, which is also forcing us to move a lot towards energy independence, moving towards looking at how we are able to drive a lot of resilience. And a large part of that is built on how we are moving towards the renewable resources, moving more towards transitioning from the fossil fuels into more renewable forms of energy. And because that's the way to make ourselves autonomous, because the sun is there for all of us, the wind is there for all of us, and therefore this transition, I think, thanks to this, I would say, because of the current situation, is going to accelerate more and more. What COVID has also taught us, even before the geopolitical issues that we are saying, is resiliency of supply chains is also something which is very important. And as we work on the resiliency, we need to work towards building multiple layers of, I would say, of our supplier base, which are able to help us continue and deliver in these challenging times that might come up again. Now, what we say today is the other change that is happening is we have to change the way we look at, with this energy transition, the way we are looking at our business models and the way we are investing into the energy transition mode. The change is how we are moving. We have to be complementing our capital expenditure, which is looking at investment at the beginning of the cycle versus looking at the full life cycle of an asset. And therefore, this is the other change around the business model, which is being driven again as the world becomes more and more digital and adoption of these digital technologies happen.
Right.
I would still say that we need to be moving even faster on the digital adoption, which is something that we have to do because it leads us towards becoming more sustainable, as well as it also makes a lot of economic sense while we are doing that.
Yeah. Speaking of the business models, Schneider Electric is one of the few companies that has reinvented its business model around sustainability. We have been publishing a lot of research, a lot of articles about sustainability, and we occasionally see Schneider Electric as a case, as an example in that. So your company is kind of a company that transforms to transform other industries, other companies as well. So tapping into your experiences and the big picture, how does sustainability affect the change in the business models, and what are some broad effects of sustainability approach to code of conduct and doing business?
Yeah. No, thank you for that, for those kind words. We are really humbled, and our purpose is to work, to drive, to help everyone make the most of their resources. And we are the digital partner for sustainability and efficiency for our customers. We start that by doing it first by ourselves. So we eat our own food in that respect. We have made commitments to be carbon neutral in our scope of operations by 2025, as well as we are looking at the full supply chain to be carbon neutral by 2040 and net zero by 2050. A large number of our factories have been been recognized as lighthouse factories by the World Economic Forum, and we have been on the corporate nights most sustainable companies for a few years in running. I think for us, a lot of it is happening inside. We believe a lot in sustainability. At Schneider Electric, we have something which is what we call as a Schneider Sustainability Index. That is what we started to work on for several years, and we actually publish it together with our quarterly results. and measure the performance. What is also very unique is that it is also deciding the incentivization program of all our white collar, including myself and all the leadership team. So things happening around that. We are also on the other aspects of ESG. We are very much focused on diversity, and this is something that we are taking very actively. 40% of our leadership team, for example, today is women, and that is something that we are proud of. Now, we take the same to our customers. We have examples of our technology being deployed here in Turkey. We have the leading hospital chain which is using our EcoStruxure platform, and we have been able to save 25% energy for them. And I say that because, where we started earlier in the conversation, demand side management is the key. And a large part of our business models are built on how we are able to electrify that demand, which is going to solve 30% of the problem. We are looking at the second element that is going to solve 25% of the equation is linked to energy efficiency. So as we become more sustainable, we are also driving a lot of energy efficiency. We are driving a lot of circularity. So going back to what we discussed before, that sustainability and economics go together hand in hand.
Right. Another very significant development, Manish, if I may, is the convergence between emerging technologies and connectivity. We have been talking a lot about AI, big data analytics, and connected everything, if I may. So there's a significant convergence between the new technologies, emerging technologies, and connectivity. How does this trend affect the global landscape, and what should we expect in a more connected world?
Sure. Very well said. I would say the first episode of the internet was about people to people and people to machines. Now it is more, the second episode of internet, as we say at Schneider, is about connecting machines to machines. And this is what is proliferating at a faster pace. It clearly opens up opportunities for new business models that we discussed. The convergence and IT and OT is something which is accelerating, and we at Schneider are bringing that to our customers. The benefit of digitization is that it is helping give high level of integration and therefore efficiency. We say that it brings 5 levels of efficiency. One is the energy and automation. Before you were looking at it discretely, now you are able to look at it as one continuum. The second is around how we are able to look at between endpoint to cloud. So everything which is on the shop floor is able to go to the top floor or to the cloud. Then it is about how we are able to look at the full life cycle from design, build, operate, maintain, and therefore the ability to make a digital twin for any given asset. The next one is moving away from looking at a siloed site by site to a unified operating system, which is able to give you the ability to manage things at a full enterprise level. And finally, we say that thanks to this convergence, we are able to optimize the supply and demand of energy at all time, because in the new electric world, you would have supply which is intermittent, and that needs to be managed with demand. So this integration of digitization is leading to these 5 different levels of efficiency, which are going to help us move into the new way of doing things for the future.
Last but not least, as Schneider Electric, how are you preparing for the future? Because we have been seeing a lot of developments going through, and Schneider has a heritage of reinventing itself throughout these changes and transformations. So what's the plan for the future?
So, we are continuously innovating and being ahead of the curve. At Schneider, we are spending over 5% of our into our R&D as a spend. We are also pivoting to be a company which is, I would say, in a traditional sense, hardware plus software. So we had our energy management as well as automation systems, which are now overlaid with a layer of software. Schneider has built a large portfolio of software companies. In fact, we are on the industrial enterprise level, we are one of the largest software companies that is there as well. And this journey is going to continue because it is very much aligned with the purpose which we have, which is to help our customers make most of the resources and bring technologies so that we can continue to be their digital partner for sustainability and efficiency. And we are also very proud that we are here in Turkey, which is a country that we have been present for the last 35 years. We are very strongly invested here, and we are bringing the same solutions here in Turkey and the region that we bring to our customers elsewhere in the world.
Manish, thank you very much for being with us and sharing your insights.
Thank you, Sardar.